Jai Gajanan, Ganeshaya Namastubhyam, Herambai Ekadantine, Swanandavasine Tubhyam, Brahmanaspataye Namaha. So we were looking at the story of Vatapi, and finally Agastya Muni went and surrendered to Brahma Deva and asked for a solution. He said, "Now Vatapi has gone and hidden himself into this in the Samudra, and now Samudra is saying that it is my duty to give asylum to whoever comes to me for asylum, that is to protect them, and so I cannot give Vatapi to you." In fact, there were many other daityas whom the Samudra was protecting, who had come there to hide when others attacked them. So Agastya Muni, so Brahma Deva says that now I cannot help you in the Samudra says that I cannot help you in that way. So Agastya Muni goes to Brahma Deva to seeking for help. So Brahmadeva tells that now if we are all working under the orders of Ganesha. Each of us, that is Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, and everybody have been given allotted duties, and we are required to do our duties. Even when we need help, we go to Ganesha. So Agastya Muni asks, "Who is this Ganesha who is above you all? I only know you, who is the creator of this universe. So who has created this world as it is. So who is this Ganesha? What is so great about him?" So Brahmadeva explains that Ganesha is actually Vignesha. He's not only the Lord of creator of obstacles, but also remover of obstacles. So he is Vigna Karta as well as Vigna Harta. So he is the Supreme Lord whom you absolute authority, you will have to go and worship him. Now, vignas or obstacles, they have the essence of authority. We generally think that anybody who has control has the authority. Who has the control and authority? But anyone who is able, any the who is able to create an obstacle or a vigna, that has the essence of authority. In this connection, yesterday I was just listening to one podcast where the person was telling, who is a Vishwaguru? Who can be called a Vishwaguru? One who is able to impose sanctions. It is just like tariffs when you impose sanctions or, it's like a vigna against a trade, you can say. So, who's able to impose sanctions? He is authority. So, he only can be called a Vishwaguru. So, almost 124 countries have accepted his sanctions. So, yeah, out of 183 or more. So you can say here in that connection, their Lord is Ganeshwara. So that is why I consider him to be the absolute authority. So, and besides, there's another one reason. Ganesha has no leader above him. He is the absolute leader. He has no other leader above him, and therefore also he's without a master because he's totally independent, and therefore he is also the absolute authority. And everything else is a kala amsha or a part or amsha. Amsha means part. And Kala Amsha is part of the part. So everything else is the Amshas of Ganesha or part of the part of Amshas of Ganesha, and they have been given allotted work and they have only that limited authority. So in this connection, I'll tell you one story Brahmadeva tells. I'll tell you how he is so supreme. Once in Goloka, Goloka is another loka, just like Kailash, this Goloka is a loka of Radha and Krishna. So in Goloka, Radha and Krishna were living there. They are the residents of Goloka. One day, after some time, means they were ruling there. So Krishna became arrogant that he has control over the entire Goloka. He is the Lord. Everybody is worshipping him, and so there's nobody who is above me. Even I am under the control of I'm the supreme lord of this and this place, and so even I am above other devas also. Radha again, Radha also became conceited that she was able to destroy the arrogance of all the women. And so all women there were equal, equally beautiful. Or so she, and she was the one who was revered by all other women. As a result, of the enmity with the asuras and competition amongst themselves, Shiva and others all faced obstacles. The Tripurasura, Mahishasura, and so many other asuras in the early stages of creation, because it was the creation came out of Tamoguna. Tamoguna is all negative tendencies. So first asuras only came, big asuras, like Mahishasura, Tripurasura, and all of those people. And so they had to seek asylum from somewhere or the other, and most of the time in the initial stages they used to come to Vishnu, that is Krishna, only to seek asylum. So Krishna became proud that now he is over above everyone else. So when he boasted that I am the Brahma of the Vedas, so everything else is dependent on me. And so I'm even Lord over Shambhu and other chief devas. He was filled with pride. Radha also became conceited because of her beauty, that her beauty was more than the other women. All other women were looking up to her. So Ganesha, what he did, he decided, okay, these people's arrogance has got thoda limit ke bahar hai. So he decided to create Vigna. He created Vignas, obstacles. So what had happened was one day, in the Goloka, Radha and Krishna was just resting. At that time, one Gopika named Viraja. Viraja, she thought of him. She remembered amorously to Krishna. Krishna also got attracted, and he went to Viraja's place. And then they were together for quite some time. Radha was furious. He says, "How does he spend so much time with that Viraja?" And so she climbed on her horse, and she took a lot of her other gopikas, and they went to this place, this hut where this Viraja was living. So when they went there, when Viraja came to know that Radha is coming here, she immediately converted herself into water. Krishna disappeared from there. He went back, and this Viraja converted herself into water. When Radha reached there, she didn't find anybody there near that house near of Viraja's house. So she was disappointed, like where this fellow could go. He will finally come to my palace only. So she went back to her palace. And then Krishna came there after some time. So she rebuked him at the door only. She says, "Oh philanderer, why have you come back to me now? Go back to that Viraja. I shall never touch you again. I have created this Goloka out of my powers. You're not welcome here anymore. You can go wherever you want." So, banishing him from there and condemning like this, Radha pronounced a curse. She was also furious. So she said, "You will fall into Mrityu Loka. You will you will take birth in earth, on earth." At that time, Krishna's friend Sridama was standing there. He was the leader of the gopis. So he was looking, he didn't like what Radha said. After all, it was his friend. So he scolded Radha. But when Sridhama scolded Radha, Radha got angry, and she pronounced a curse on him also. "Sridhama, you will also go to earth, and you will be born as an Asura. You will be born as an Asura on earth." She cursed him. Now, when Radha cursed this Sridhama cursed her back in return, that you will also be born on earth as a woman, and you will be separated from Krishna for 100 years. You will suffer from the agony of separation from Krishna for 100 years. So when they were cursing all each other, they were cursing each other, all this Krishna, Radha cursing Krishna, Radha cursing Sridhama, Sridhama cursing Radha back. When all this was going on, after some time, all their anger was pacified. They cool down. All of them cool down after cursing everybody. Finish. Bol diya. So khatam. Then now they were cooled down, and when they cool down, what happened? How did we curse each other like this? Now curses can't be taken back even by the person who pronounces the curse. Now we all have to be born there. So Krishna said to Sridhama, I am the king of Goloka, and Radha is my Prakriti. How did we commit this mistake? How did we make such a grave mistake? So now we have created obstacles for us. Surely this must be these obstacles have come because for us the reason. So it is Ganesha. Ganesha only must be at play here. He must only have created. So we'll have to pray to him only to get us out of this mess. So they decided to pray to Bhagwan Sri Ganesha. They were now at that time, Bhagwan Krishna, his wife and friend, when they remembered Ganesha, they fell down to Mrityuloka. Krishna came down to Mrityuloka. His friend was born as Shankachuda in Asura. That is, Sridhama was born as Shankachuda, and Radha was born as daughter to Vrishabhanu. Radha was born as daughter of Vrishabhanu. Krishna, as we know, was born to Vasudeva, and his friend became a asura named Shankachuda. So now fearing Kamsa, Krishna went to the town of Goloka because his uncle was Kamsa, another Rakshasa. So Krishna went to Goloka and lived there. For 7 years, they were living there. Radha was also there, and till then nothing happened. Then after that, when they remembered this, they chanted the Shadakshara mantra. They remembered their curse that soon they'll be separated for 100 years. So they both of them, they started chanting the 16 syllabled Shadakshara mantra of Ganesha. So both of them, they repeated this for a number of years, and finally they were involved in this meditation because they didn't now they can only meditate. It's only when the God is pleased that he will manifest. So now at that time, Krishna was separated. Krishna got Akrura came and took away Krishna to the palace. Then Radha and Krishna were agonized by the thought of separation. So then after that, Radha also she meditated for 100 years, and then on Vaishakhi Purnima, after 100 years on Vaishak Purnima, there was a celebration. That is, there was a celebration in Badrikashrama. In Badrikashrama, there was a celebration where all Muni, Shambhu, and Vaishak Purnima is a day for celebration. Okay, so on that day they decided they called Munis, Shiva, all the Devas, all participated. There was a yatra of Gananatha. Then on that day, the Nagas and kings from all the three worlds came there. Many yogis were also assembled there. Then on the after that that day, all devotees who had observed a fast on the first day, of the moon, they broke the fast. Now Radha and Krishna that day night they met. They were meditating. After that, after the function was over, they were meditating at night, and at that time Ganesha manifested. After 100 years, he manifested there in his huge majestic form, the four arms, Chaturbhuja, elephant trunk, and Radha and Krishna immediately stood up and sang a praise of Ganesha. As a usual praise, you can say Namaste. Of course, in this case, they praise that Namastubhyam Pushtapate Namaha Shankar Sunave. Brahma Bhutaya Devaya Sarva Siddhi Pradaya Cha. So like this, they sang in praise of Ganesha. You are the Heramba, Namastubhyam Herambaya, Namo Yogama. You are the form of yoga itself. You are the omniscient one. You are the with attributes, without attributes. You are Mahodara. You are means in this way they praised Ganesha. And Ganesha was pleased with their prayers, and he says that both of you now will be redeemed of your curse. You'll be redeemed of the curse, and this prayer that you have composed will give devotion to whoever listens or recites this prayer, and they will overcome any calamity that they face. So you can remember anybody who faces a calamity, if they sing this stotra, then they will be redeemed of that calamity. And this particular Chaturthi, which is in Vaishak, it is from here that the Krishna Paksha Chaturthi started being celebrated. That is, we normally do Chaturthi on the fourth day after the new moon. But there is a Krishna Paksha that is after the full moon, when the fourth day, that is the uh, Krishna Paksha Chaturthi, that is also called Sankatahara Chaturthi, because it was this Krishna and Radha, because of their Sankat, that is the Vigna that was created for which caused them sorrow of separation for 100 years. It is called Sankatahara Chaturthi, and that is an important Chaturthi that we all observe. That is remaining fast on the Sankatahara Chaturthi. That is how this practice started. So the story Brahmadeva is telling Agastya Muni. So you also remain this fast. See this in this even Krishna and Radha, such a big sankat had fallen on them. You also observe this fast and pray to Ganesha, and he will be able to redeem you in from this sorrow of getting rid of that Vatapi who has gone and hidden in the Samudra, in the ocean. Got the context? So this is what Brahmadeva is telling to Agastya Muni, the solution. For that, he narrated the story of Radha and Krishna. So Agastya Muni, Brahmadeva gives him the 6-lettered mantra of Ganesha, and Agastya Muni chanted this mantra, sat in meditation for some time, and Ganesha manifested before him. And Agastya Muni said, see, I want to get rid of this Vata. He told the whole incident of Vatapi's the story. And before telling this, after telling that, Brahmadeva also explained the glory of Ganesha. Who is this Ganesha? The Ganesha is that supreme Lord who is a union of Sanyoga and Ayoga. So he is beyond. He is a Sa Swam Vedya Brahma. That is, it is from him who split himself into these 4 other aspects of Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, and Surya, Shakti, Surya, and they are all the manifest forms, and each of them have specific functions allotted to them, and he is beyond all of them. And so and he also mentions that there is a swata, when the divine descends, it is parata utthana. And when human beings rise to divine, that is when we evolve to up to the divine, it is swata uttana. We make use of this deha and dehi. The manifest form of Ganesha is form and a soul in that. He resides within that soul of everybody. So there is a Deha and Dehi aspect. So when an individual soul tries to rise to the divine, it is called Swata Uttana, because it has got the tool of this body and all the other things, that is your gunas and all the pancha mahabhutas, all the primordial elements, organs of action, the so all these factors are there as tools from which to rise above. But when the divine descends, it is Swata Uttana. He has only his own self. He has nothing except his knowledge. And knowledge as such is just a sense of knowing for that supreme. It is only the receiver who gets the knowledge. So it is only the person who receives that who can get the knowledge. But as a knower, he just knows everything. So so for him, it is only a descent. It is for the others that it is an ascent. So when he explains all this Ganesh Tattva, and how to rise to that level, which when you reach the level of Ganesha, when you rise to the level of knowledge itself, it becomes Shanti Yoga. Yoga Shanti. You get absolute peace. So then there is no infatuation, there is no getting carried away by Maya, and there is no sense of destruction also. So it is a state of Nijananda. It is just spontaneous joy. So after explaining this, he gives the six-lettered mantra, initiates Agastya Muni with the six-lettered mantra, and Agastya Muni goes to the forest and he meditates on this. And Ganesha manifests before him, and he says, "Okay, what do you want? What is it? Ask for some whatever you desire." So Agastya Muni tells this about this Vatapi. See how this Vatapi has come, and this Vatapi Asura, he is now going, and he has gone, and we tried to do everything. I did with all my this. I succeeded in killing his brother Ilavla, but Ilwala. So, but fine. But this Vatapi now, he's still remaining, and he has gone and hidden himself in this ocean. And there are many other asuras in the ocean. What to do? So Ganesha says, go to the ocean and O Muni Agastya, go to Samudra, contemplate on Ganesha and drink its waters. So kill Vatapi. So Agastya Muni, he takes the name of that six-lettered mantra of Ganesha, goes to the Samudra and simply drinks the water through his mouth. He drinks all the water, the Samudra gets empty, Vatapi comes out, and with his anger, he burns that Atta Vatapi to ashes. And there were many other Daityas who were there in that bed of the ocean. The Devas caught hold of all of those Daityas and killed them with their swords. Thereafter, this ocean now it had become empty. Then you might remember that there is another story of how Bhagirath, who prayed to Mother Ganga, and Ganga flowed from the heavens. She is the heavenly river. She flowed from the heavens, and Shiva in Kailash caught hold of the force of Ganga through his matted locks of hair and reduced her force. Otherwise, the earth would have been wiped out with her force. So she descended on earth and she filled that ocean bed. She filled that ocean with water. So that is how the Ganges river Ganga came to earth. So after this, so Agastya Muni, after burning this fellow to ashes, he went to Vatapi. He went to this palace of Vatapi, where this Vatapi's palace was there in his town, took all the wealth and went back to Lopamudra. Now Lopamudra had told, no, the condition is you should have wealth if I have to give you that knowledge, that how I got this knowledge. So he went back to that Lopamudra and he said, see now I'm so wealthy, now you can give me that whatever that condition was to share that knowledge of that Rishi, what mantra he had given for her to get that powers, those siddhis. So that is how this is the story of Agastya Muni and how Gananayaka is supreme and how as Pushtipati, Ganesha in his incarnation as Pushtipati, he did all these miracles in his incarnation, during his incarnation. After that, Agastya Muni went, after his lifetime, he went to Mayur Kshetra and sat in meditation. He is, because it is called Bhuswananda. Mayura Kshetra is called Bhuswananda, Swananda Loka on earth. So there he is sat there in meditation, worshipping Pushtipati, Ganesha. So this ends the story of the legend of Pushtipati in the second chapter, that is the 68th chapter of Mudgal Puran, describing the legends of Ekadanta. So here we halt for the Mudgal Puran for today, and we'll continue that in tomorrow's session. Yes. So before we meditate, I'll give you a context. So I want to continue with yesterday's story. Yesterday, we had halted where the After finishing the darshan, and we found Mahishasura Mardini's statue, a statue in in Tiruvarur, where Tyagaraja's incarnation is there. That was an incarnation where he came to bless many devotee poet saints. Poet saints, that is, and there are many of them who wrote. There are lots of literary works of mainly poems of this Shaivite poets of South India, and Tyagaraja, and one of the singers was Tyagaraja Bhagavathar, who sang the Vatapi Ganapati. Means that was a spontaneously, it just comes out of them, and that was the um, temple at Tiruvarur. From there, we went to Mahasaraswati temple. After Mahasaraswati temple, we finished and we were returning. It was already it was almost 5:30 or something. It would have taken 2 hours journey. 5 o'clock. It was taking 2 hours journey. So around 7 o'clock, 7:30, 7:30 we would have reached back to Trichy. Okay, so on the way back, we did not go to the other temple, that is Shirgari. We were supposed to go to Shirgari, which was, and we had to come back to Mailadurai, and from there it was 20 kilometers. So all that would take 3 hours. So it would be beyond 8 o'clock. So the temple would be closed. So there was no other way to go there. So we were returning. So, and at that time, I had one of our colleagues from Canara Bank, Mr. TVS Warrior. He was in our regional office, Thane. He was in the agriculture division. He was also working in Versova Andheri as chief manager or AGM, and finally he took VRS. He stays in Trichy, so I have still a contact with him over all these years. And so I just decided to contact him. I mean, in the morning I had contacted, but he said, after you finish all this darshan, you come, we'll have dinner together. Okay, but at 5 o'clock, 5:15, when I finished, he said that if you even now, if you come to my place, it will be around 9:30. It would be 9:30. By the time you reach our place, then we'll have dinner, and then after dinner, means he decided to drop me, but then it would be almost another 2.5 hours return. So it would be 12 o'clock, and the next morning he was leaving for Palghat, Guruvayur, and all. So I said, might as well drop that the dinner thing, because if you have to drive all the way to this Palghat, so it is risky when you should have a good night's sleep. So I decided to cancel that, and then I'm going back to hotel. We'll sit then. I had to have an appointment with one of his doctors, Ayurvedic doctors, because he has a Ayurvedic factory of a lot of Ayurvedic medicines. Kottakkal Ayurveda. His father started this original Kottakkal Ayurveda. Now that Kottakkal Ayurveda, which has so many branches, he was the original founder, and that factory is being still managed by Warrior and his brother. So I said, tell me some dispensary which is close by an outlet which is close near where I'm staying in the hotel. So I'll go there and consult that doctor. So he had given me an appointment for the next day to Dr. Shankar. Shankar had said that I'll that. So now we were just returning. So at that time, so I just told Warrior, it's not possible to reach. Better to cancel this program of having a dinner. We'll meet some other time. I still have a big list of temples to visit in this area. So I will come again, and because I don't want to disturb your journey. Tomorrow morning, you'll have to leave early. Okay. So Warrior says you're dodging like Lionel Messi, dodging it for everything, and then with all your dribbling and this, and he sent a message. I just smiled and I kept quiet. Then, at that time when we were going, the clouds were building. Black clouds, thick black clouds were building up. I had seen the clouds even earlier when I was landing from the plane. I had seen the clouds. I said, okay, next month is rains anyway, so it must be gathering. It won't come anyway. It's just gathering. So, but then the clouds started becoming thick and heavy. and we were passing through certain. It's a coastal area, so there is when it rains and if it comes with, it's like a tsunami. It comes like a tsunami. Means it becomes really heavy, and the even the fields get blown off. Means that it's very like a coastal area. It's a rough weather there when it rains very heavily with the when it is very thick clouds and with winds. So the driver started panicking because the clouds had was gathering, and he expected a heavy rain. In the meanwhile, I received a message from Dr. Shankar saying that why not meet today evening itself, 7:30. I will be there. So, today evening itself we can meet. I said okay. And but I told him that we'll reach 7:30. If supposing the traffic is there, then 8 o'clock it may be. Are you? He said, fine, no problem. I'll be here. Now this driver got panicky. He said, then suddenly he received a phone call, two missed calls from his wife. His daughter had fits. I said, is it normal for her to have fits? He said, no, this is unusual. This is the first time she's having fits. So then I said, he said, what are you going to do? How did this happen? He said, we were some weeks back, some days back, there were heavy showers, and both of us went and got wet in the rain. And after that, even have caught a cold in the chest, and even now she's getting fits because of that. So my wife is angry with me. So, and plus this clouds, he was totally agitated and he was driving, and I was quiet. I was just looking at the clouds. Yes, it was getting thick and heavy, but it was not, it not started raining, but it had started raining in the sense, little showers started. As we went on, it became heavier and heavier. Mr. started heavier. So I told him, and the wind also started blowing. Now he knew the past experience of how some accident had taken place when this kind of a rain was there, and the whole family had died. He started narrating all those things. When you are in fear and panic, you start remembering the worst of scenarios. So he started remembering some person driving in his own friend circle. So now I said, okay, this man is getting. We'll have to do something about this. So I told him first. Now ring your, and then he says, now this my daughter is having fits, so she has to be taken. So ring your wife and ask her what is what is the condition, whether you need to go home, and or whether you need to go home to take her to the doctor, to the hospital. So I said, take the car to the side and ring her up. He rang her. He didn't stop, but with his own driving only, he rang and he said, and she didn't pick up. She cut the phone. I believe she had already taken the daughter. She had decided to take the daughter to the hospital. She has taken to the hospital, to the doctor. That's what he said. She didn't answer him anything. Now, or she must have said something. Now, what you're this? I'm already in the hospital or something like that. She said. So that there he could do nothing. So there, I said, okay, now that is settled. She's already gone to the hospital. With the daughter, and so do you want to go to the hospital? No, no, she has already gone. Okay, so that one thing is settled. Then the wind started blowing. So wind started blowing, and so the clouds got separated. The clouds started dispersing, sort of separating. But as we went further, still the heavy pouring increased. It was so heavy. Then that entire area lights were gone. All the lights went away for and it was a 2 hour distance. Still we were somewhere in at around 6:30 or 6:45, 7 o'clock, sorry, 7 o'clock. It was around 7 o'clock. So then I said, okay, now that one matter settled, now let us tackle this rain. Now this rain, it is unusual that it has come first place, and it is unusual that the wind is separating. The wind is blowing, and then it is pouring so heavily. So that means it is telling us something. Let us try to see what this rain is telling. At that time, he was also grumbling, madam, that I told you yesterday, he was grumbling that, see, we had to go to Shirsai, Shirgari, we could have gone there, and then because you listened to these pujaris, you were, we had to come back to this temple, and these people are like that, the money, they are only after money and all that. He was grumbling, you changed the plans, and so we could manage only two temples, only Mahasaraswati and this Tyagaraja temple. He had been grumbling. So you changed the plans. That stuck in my head. I said, so okay, where are we going wrong? I said, okay, we changed the plans. So that was the reason for this rain getting angry. Then it suddenly struck me that is over. But then now the doctor to whom we had to go tomorrow, we made it today. So that was another change in plan. That struck me. So I immediately messaged the Dr. Shankar. Doctor, it is raining very heavily. Would you advise me to come to the clinic today, or can we have it tomorrow? Can I come tomorrow? What would you say? Immediately, the doctor replied. After some time, he replied that, or immediately he said that it was around 7:30. Okay, it was around 7. No, it was before that. So he 7:15 or something. At that time, he replied, it is raining very heavily here also. Better not to, you don't come today, we'll meet tomorrow. He replied. And I read this message out to this driver. Immediately the rain stopped. Just like it disappeared. The windscreen में एक drop नहीं water. That wipers on the windshield. I read it. कहाँ से था कहाँ गया कुछ पता नहीं. We were simply shocked that how the such heavy clouds which was pouring could simply disappear, vanish. Then this fellow was also shocked. He was really at shock. Then he started mumbling. I only prayed that, see, it was so hot yesterday morning and this morning. I only prayed to this rain that we should have a heavy shower. He's telling that we should have a heavy shower, and when the heavy rains, it should come. And when it rains, I and my daughter want to dance in the rain. He had prayed when when we were visiting or lunchtime or whatever, because it was very hot at that time. And so right enough the rains came, and right enough it was obstructing, and we had not agreed to go to this doctor today. And when we changed our plan, the rain was forcing us to stop. So when you listen to the rains, when you listen with all your faculty to what is going around you, even the severest of things we can stop. Just stop, change course, change, shift gears, you can say. Means, like as we say. So what I want to say is, all this happening in a gap of 24 hours, not even 24 hours, from morning 8 o'clock, like morning till by evening 7:30. I think we left at around 9:45, 10:15, 10 o'clock in the morning, say 10 o'clock to before 7:30. All this happened. All this, what I said from yesterday till today. And each of them is simply out of the ordinary. Means nothing is believable. Means everything is vehem, or you can say everything is faith, belief, and magic. Mystery, mysterious. How the clouds simply gathered, and suddenly the rain simply dropped, just like how we drop the drop of a hat. You can we just say, we just dropped and it stopped, just like that, right in front of our eyes. And the next day, I checked with the doctor, and he said, yes, the rain stopped here also. 7:30, the rain stopped, and then he said, no, we had already decided to come tomorrow, so I went home. Everywhere, the whole of Trichy, the rain stopped. Means around 120 kilometers area. When the divine works, it works like this in ways which, at that time, that driver even said, see, the Varuna Bhagwan is angry. The Varuna Bhagwan is angry, was pouring the rains. And then the wind god was moving the rains. Means, see, fight was going on between Varuna and Indra, and Varuna and the wind god and the rain god. One was blowing the wind remove the clouds, but the cloud was pouring heavily. And in all this battle, he was the one who was driving the car and in panic, in total panic. So some like Krishna had to come in between to sort out this. So through messaging, through conversation, yeah, and remain calm as a witness. You just witness. You don't panic. You don't have to panic. If you remain as a witness and then you try to understand what is it telling you, we can stop it just like that. For that, our presence level should be so high, means we can communicate with what its intention is. Because after all, they are elements. We are also made of that element, same elements, Panchamahabhutas. And we have a higher faculty of consciousness also. So, so any questions on this? So Vignas come. Vigna Karta is also there. Vigna Harta is also there. And when he is, the Vignas are created for a certain reason, for a certain lesson to be learned. So, uh, uh, so what we need to do is keep facing them. Don't run away from them. Keep facing them. Do your best how you can face them squarely. Then you'll get a solution. If you try to escape or try to avoid or try to postpone or try to do something else, it will not. You will have to be there. That is why many times what we run away from a situation, when we are faced with difficulties, we run away from that physical place or we try to distract our minds with something else. We try to substitute that problem in our mind with some other distraction. So you either pick up the phone, see the messages, or see them, watch the TV, or distract yourself by doing something else, going going out. When there's a fight in the house, many times the husband of the house goes out. He just walks out of the house, okay, just wanders around and comes back or goes to some bahana karke bahar nikal jata hai. Escaping from the situation. You face squarely, then once and for all that thing is settled. It will not get repeated again. Otherwise, this habit of avoiding a situation, distracting ourselves with something else. That's what is happening. When a major problem is facing the country, they distract by some trifling incidents which is irrelevant to the problem at hand. Market is crashing. People are losing money. The youngsters are rising in furious fury in different parts of the country, agitating for some reason or the other. And then you blame some other country for that, with some other agitation going on somewhere. Are you bothered? Be bothered with your agitation. How you're going to face it? We distract ourselves by shifting the blame on someone else, by looking at the problem from somebody else's viewpoint, from somebody else's thought process or their intention. Harry, think of your intention. What you're supposed to do in this place? When you are solving somebody else's problem, you have to think from their angle. When you have to solve your problem, think from your angle. When you have a problem and you think from somebody else's mind or uska dimag mein kya chalta hoga, then you'll come with a solution that is beneficial for him, not for us. But on the other hand, when you're trying to help somebody or solving his problem, then you have to think, then you have to put yourself in the shoes. Their empathy comes into work. There you have to put yourself into the shoes of that person and think of that problem from his angle so that you can solve his problem. So when it is your problem, think of it from your angle, how you're going to face it. not put it on someone else or put some bring back some past incident. Past incidents have no relevance. They had faced the situation when their situation was something else. वो situation अभी नहीं है. What was in 1947, what was in 1962, what was in 1971 is not the situation in 2024. In 2024, we are faced with AI, a monster like AI, which is doing everything else, everything it is doing. 11,000 jobs gone, 12,000 people I don't need at all. I can do. Yesterday, the AI has passed the CFA examination. AI has passed CF, the toughest examination in the world. Chief financial analyst. So they don't want anybody in the stock exchange. Now, nobody, they don't need any analysts anymore to invest in the stock market. AI will do it. So all these stockbrokers or all these people who give their recommendations, isme dalo, usme dalo, this penny stock and this multi-bagger and everything, you are not required. AI has passed CFA exam yesterday with flying colors. They made it to appear for that exam. इमेजिन मीन्स ये ऐसा सिचुएशन में हम ऐसे लड़ रहे हैं यू नो हाउ टू हुडविंक एंड हाउ टू बी इन सत्ता हाउ टू बी इन पावर टू give us more of the same dose what we are hearing for the past 11 years. Just created us this vacuum. In this vacuum, we have nothing to account for except loss. People have taken 30,000 crores on gold loans, which has increased from 3,000 crores in the past 6 months. Because people, they have no money. अपने सारे ज्वेलरी बैंकों में रख के गोल्ड लोन्स लिया है. No income, no employment. So last resort आ गया है. गोल्ड क्यों रखते हैं? In the time of famine. Normally, जब शादी टाइम में when the girls are given in marriage, they are given gold so that if nothing is there in times of absolute drought like situations, तब वो काम में आएगा. Normally that is not sold or not. So that is why we take loan for that, loan against that. Now how that is going to be repaid, nobody knows. On the other hand, in the US markets, people are buying gold, even at $3,400 an ounce. Ridiculous. We are not facing the situation squarely in the face of it. We need to confront the situation and be there, not run away to some other country. They will give us the solution. They will think it from their problem angle. No, they will think from their angle to how they will solve their problem. They're not going to think from our angle and solve our problems. Just as much as we can't think for someone else's problem. We can think, only the wearer of the shoes knows where it pinches. Okay, so we shall meditate for some time. We have a few minutes left. Put all your attention to one side. Put all your thoughts to one side. Yeah, when the attention is distracted to so many places, you don't know where you put your attention to, right? So put all your thoughts to one side, bring your attention back to yourself. See that your feet are firmly planted on the floor. Feel the earth beneath your feet. Hands on your lap's palms facing upwards. Eyes gently closed. Bring all your attention to your body. Observe yourself from head to toe. Feel the sensations in your body. Which part is agitated? Feel your breath as it enters your nostrils and into your lungs. Breathe deeply. Count 1 to 12. Feel the pranavayu go all the way into your body. Feel the rise and fall of your chest and abdomen as you inhale and exhale. Be totally absorbed in yourself. Take a few more breaths to a count of 12. Now, after inhaling to a count of 12, hold your breath to a count of 4. Then exhale to a count of 12. Hold to a count of 2. Then inhale. Continue breathing to count of 12. Then hold to count of 4. Exhale to a count of 12. Hold external to count of 2. Then inhale to a count of 12. Do 2 more rounds. Now bring your attention to your Sahasrara, to the crown chakra, to the top of your head. Let the breathing happen normally. Let it continue. Bring your attention to the top of your head. Observe yourself, keeping your attention at the Sahasrara. Slowly wriggle your fingers and your toes. Rub your hands together. Cup your palms and place it on the eyes. Gently rub your face. And when you're ready, open your eyes.